I'm gonna show you the secret to making your drums bang. But here's a beat that I made like this morning. I finished it off this morning. I'm gonna play it for you. As you can tell, the drums bang. Maybe not the hardest drums in the world, but they're definitely hit. At least the way I like them. So first things first, sound selection. Right, sound selection is the most important thing. Without it, they're not gonna bang, because only good drums will bang, and they'll bang when you click on it as soon as you try and load the sample. Okay, so that's what you gotta do. Gotta just find samples or make your own samples, and things like Serum, Vital, any other synth that you might use. Find good sounds that bang already, or you can hear potential that will bang with simple effects, nothing crazy. The next tip, which is just make your sounds loud. Okay, don't turn them down, turn them up and make them loud. You see this kick? It's loud. It's clipping right here. Alright, and clipping isn't necessarily bad. Okay, most of the time it's actually good, because it just adds that little bit of warmth and niceness that a lot of people do, because it has more control or whatever. You do get more control if you add it with like distortion plugins, but sometimes clipping is good, especially when you have a soft clipper. It just makes it clip nicely. So yeah, sound selection and making it loud are quite important things. Another thing is just mixing them well. See here, this is what I've been doing. So I've mixed it so the 808 and kick are in mono, so they're in the center of your head, and also the hi-hats are a bit mono, so they're more in the middle, not exactly the center like the kick and 808, but they're more in the middle, because that's what I like. I feel like hi-hats should be hitting in the middle, at least for like electronic type of tracks. In more acoustic on tracks where you're using real drums, then I usually like to pan it to where the drum kit is arranged. But yeah, and then for the snare or the clap, whatever you want to do, I usually like to separate out a bit so it's in both ears, and it just makes it sound wider and more. Yeah, it sounds lit. And then I separate out open hats and other percussions and snares, and then with the alternate snare, I like to pan it to a different ear. So if you see here that it's panned to the left a little bit, and the open hats or other percussions, whatever you decide to use, are panned to the right, so that gives the drums more space and they sort of can fit in their own pocket, with like some being in mono, some being wide, and others being in the left and others being in the right. Okay, so that's pretty easy things you can do, and it can just make your beat sound a little bit more interesting. And that's the thing with music, like subtle changes add up quickly. And then another thing I do sometimes is just add reverb to my drums. Now it's only a little bit, see here it's 10%, that's quite a lot for me, but it's you do it on a really short delay time, so basically it's emulating like a small room, like it gives it sort of like a bathroom sound. It just makes them sound a lot more wide, so this is without. So the next thing is though, removing frequencies from other elements that are gonna clash. So for instance, on the melody, most people do this, they will delete most of the low end from it. You can either do this with EQ, or you can just do it by simply just not putting bass frequencies in your melodies, so it just won't clash with the 808. Something I like to do though as well is just cut out some of the mids from melodies, because one is it'll probably clash with vocals. If you're making rap beats, it's quite important to leave space for vocals to be on the beat, and also it's gonna make some more space for the drums that hit around these regions. quite a subtle difference, but it definitely makes a difference, because subtle differences added up make big differences. The next thing is literally just soft clipper, because you can turn your drums up loud and it just won't clip badly. By that I mean you can hear the distortion, but it isn't going to sound messed up. You're still going to be able to hear what's going on. So it's basically just adding like a nice little bit of distortion to everything. As I said, you can do this with other plugins and not making it loud, so it might be hitting at 3 dB, but you're gonna still hear that clipping distortion, or any sort of other distortion that you like. But yeah, and then also using a limiter to make sure you crank it loud into the soft clipper. It makes it louder and makes it clip more and gives more of that distortion. But also, humans think louder is better. When you hear something loud, you think, oh, that's cool. But if you hear it quieter, you'll be like, whoa, even though it could be the exact same signal. So that's why I like to make my beats as loud as they can go. As you can see, without the soft clipper, it's hitting way above 3 dB. It doesn't even go that high. But with the soft clipper, it's stuck. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video to push it out into the YouTube algorithm to help me build my community and build everyone else up and help everyone. Yeah, let me help more people, bro, and then they can help you and we can help each other, man. Straight up communism right here. But anyway, check out my previous video because it's gonna help you make your melodies sound more unique. And then with your drums banging as well, bro, we're getting placements in 2022.